just using this. So this is a cleaning station. It's a stamp cleaning station, and you get the cleaning solution. And this is something that I personally have never seen us air before, but holy cow, we have so many stamps as crafters. We need this.
Well, here's the problem, Bobby. So it came in and went straight out. So we've restocked it, right? What do you do when you finish with that stamp, right? People always ask me this. I've just got a little pile going at the side here, and I end up with a big mess, right? When you're ready to clean one of your stamps, look how awesome this station is, right? We've got here clean and dry. So you open up your stamp station and you can see we've got one side to clean, one side to dry, right? You've got the solution. So you can either spray the solution onto your stamp, or you can just have your cleaner all nicely, you know, it's not inked up, but what you're going to wash them onto there. That will take the ink off, and then you dry it on this side here, and that's ready to go straight back onto the edge of our piece, right? Now, how many of you have ruined stamps because you're not clear? I mean, look at this. This would be left here for ages, mate. I would be leaving that. I've still got a little bit of residue on there, so I just take that, give it a nice clean. That's got all of the ink off. Give it a dry. It's clean, it's dry, and it's ready to go straight back into your stamp set. And that's what you're going to do every single time. Every stamp of these, take it straight off. You don't even need to add that on. You're just going to give it a bit of a rub, and then you're going to pop it down here. Now, here's the thing, right? Your dry one generally stays pretty clean. This one gets quite chewed up, so look, it just lifts out, and then just throw that in the washer.
Oh, no kidding.
Just throw it in the washing machine if you want, or you can just give it a rub under the tap or whatever it is. That pops back in, but every time you're ready to clean, doesn't matter how dirty any of your stamps are. I mean, this one's been sitting there for a good 15, 20 minutes. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rejuvenation, rub it on there. It'll take all of that ink off, and because of the way the foam's designed, it actually gets into all the little nooks and crannies in there, so that when I give that a clean, I can now go, pop that straight onto something white, and you can see no transfer of ink whatsoever.
Sorry, does it work with all kinds of ink also, like, you know, like a dye-based, pigment, and any kind of ink?
Brilliant question. It works with all of your different types of ink, Bobby. It also works with all of your different stamps. So you have the clear stamps. You also have stamps on wooden blocks. Brilliant. It'll clean them up. You have your photopolymer stamps. It'll clean them up beautifully. What about, so I've got a brilliant one here. You know the item we've got coming up next, which I'm very excited about, right? Let's imagine, we haven't used an ink pad at all, Bobby. Let's imagine we've actually just used our pens, and we've coloured in directly onto the stamp with our pens. I bet you didn't even know you could do that. A lot of people don't realise. So if I bring it, so if I stamp with this, right, I can actually use my pens to ink up that image. Once we've got that inked up, all you do is give it a little spritz with your spritzer. So I've got a little spritz here. Just get it nice and moist, and then I can take a little bit of a watercolour card, and I can stamp that down directly with my watercolour card. And then this is lovely, you see, because what you do is you just take your water brush and you actually watercolour straight onto these. But the stamp, we'll be doing that a little bit later in fact, I can't help myself, Bobby. Look how fabulous this looks. As soon as I add a bit more water in here.
But then you can clean the stamp still. That's amazing.
But then I can take that stamp, and I'm just going to give it a rub all over there, and it'll take all of that residue, take all of that ink straight off, clean that straight up, so that as soon as I come to stamp it again in a different colour, stamp it down, and I've got no residue on there at all.
You know, I'm telling you, I'm so excited about this. I'm not even sure how many we have to go. But the bottom line is, I mean, everybody out there, you're a crafter and you have stamps. What are you doing? How are you cleaning them? This is absolutely brilliant, and then I love it. It just kind of closes right up. So once again, like everything else, I mean, quick, simple, easy to store. You get also the ink, but as we talked about, that you can use this with any kind of ink, even use it with your Spectrum Noir. That value is screaming already. So those are all coming up right around the corner. But because if you, otherwise, you're right, because I'm trying to think, I just sort of, I don't even really, I mean, I just kind of keep them messy and then just sort of try to wipe them off when I'm using them again. But I've never really thought about completely cleaning them. We've never had a way to do it.
Do you know, it's fine. And look at this, I'm going straight in now. I'm going to just take that stamp again. I'm going to come straight in with a couple of different colours. And you would be worried about using a light green after we just used a dark green on that last one. But you can see there how it takes seconds. Using your pens, you can only do it with watercolour pens, mind. It doesn't work with other types of pens.
Gotcha.
But if you use your watercolour pens, they are brilliant to use as ink pads. But it's so important now. I mean, if I just show you that on a piece of white, that is a disaster waiting to happen. And the ink, if you leave that ink on your stamp, what's going to happen, Bob, is it's going to soak into the stamp and it's going to start and interfere with the surface of the stamp, right? Whereas it's seconds. What you'll find is when you've got these, when you've got one of these just sitting on your table, because I'm terrible, I am the worst culprit. I get so engrossed in what I'm doing. It's not that I don't want to be tidy and organised and clean. It's that I get so engrossed in what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not thinking about cleaning my stamp. I'm desperate to be off on doing the watercolouring with this. And actually, look, it took me 10 seconds.
Wow.
And then the next time I come to stamp with that, it's absolutely perfect. It's just going to not leave any residue at all. It is nice and clean, ready to go away.
All right, do not hang up, everyone. 816448 is the number there, so I hope you will stay there.